Hello everybody, Lila's Gigi here, and today I'm going to bring you a design by African_Loomer. Let's hop on over, and I believe this is it right here. It's called Conflicting Stripes, very pretty. So we'll do the center and then we'll do the border. I'm using black for the green here, and the black in here is going to be gold, and then I think I'm going to try peridot up the side, so we'll see how that goes. So if you aren't if you are not following African_Loomer, hop on over to her Instagram account and give her a follow. She has some beautiful renditions and designs on here. Okay, I'll set that aside. I suggest you use a double-ended hook for this. We're going to start out with a 6-loop setup, and I'm going to use the black cylindric. So I'm going to make a cap band. I'm going to take another band and pull the cap band onto that band, picking up the furthest cap band away from my hook and closing. I need to grab another one. I always have to hold those because I have a tendency to let them slip. I'm going to pull it through the first 2 on your hook, picking up 1 and closing. Okay, that's your first 3 on that side. I'm going to slip down to the other side, turn it around, take 1 off, pick up the cap band, the other end of that cap band, and close. Okay. I'm always afraid I'm going to lose them. I have a tendency to let these 2 slip, so I'm trying to keep it straight. Alright, so take another band, pull it through the first 2, and pick up number 1, and then close. This is your 6-loop setup. Okay, I think I'm going to get this a little bit closer here. There we go, we're a little bit closer. So I'm going to be using this gold, and I'm sort of setting them out in 2s, because so there'll be 2 gold and 2 black, and of course you can use whatever colors that you want. But I want to make sure that's going to be the sequence. Will be 2 of my cross colors, and then these. Okay, so what we're going to do, get this over here, is we're going to pull the band through these 3, and then we're going to pick them back up. So putting that on the end of your hook, pulling it through 3, like so, and then picking them back up. 1, 2, 3, and then I give it a little tug down here because we're going to put this back on. Okay, and we don't want it slipping up. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to swap 1 and 2. We're going to pull 2 off the end of the hook, like so. Okay, and it will look like this. And I'm going to give that a little bit of a tug. Okay, not too much so I don't want it slipping off. We're going to slide this down to the other end, making sure that that crossband stays in the center, and flip it around. Okay, I'm going to hold on to this end down here, and actually hold on. I'm going to just hold this whole side over here because I'm just working with those 4. I'm going to pull the first one off, and then I'm going to take that crossband and pull it up and over those 2 and the end of the hook, and then reattach. Okay, and it will look like this. Alright, so I'm working with these 3 on the left hand side now, and this is the second crossband. I'm going to pull it through 3, put those 3 back on my hook, pulling it through 3, picking up those same 3 that we just pulled that band through. 1, 2, 3, holding on to this because I don't want to lose it. Then I'm going to attach that. I'm going to swap 1 and 2, and I'm going to pull it over the end. Okay? And it will look like this if you give them a, whoops, not too much of a tug. Okay, but it will look like this. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do in the pictures, we're going to be adding a band to both of these sides right here, but so that I didn't, well, I'll just do it and then I'll show you. I'm going to take my black band and I'm going to pull it through these 3, and I'm going to pick up the one on the left. I'm going to pick up number 1, like so, and then I'm going to close, and it will look like this. Okay, giving that a tug there because I need that to be long. Now I'm going to move this down to the other end, turn it around. I'm going to take 1 off, like so, and I'm going to pull that cross band up and over those 2, like so, and then reattach 1. Okay, and it will look like this. Now what I want to do is I want to make this side look like this side. So what we're going to do is we're going to add another black band to that. Whoops. I'm going to pull it through 3 and pick up 1 and then close. Pick up 1 and then close. All right, so now we're back to our 6 loops, and we can give these a tug, and they should look like this. Okay, the reason why I added it to this side first instead of, you know, completing this series or these cross bands is because if you do that, you're going to have to swap them down to the end, add it, and swap it back to the other end and add it. And it was just easier for me to do that. Do it the way that I did, because you can see those 2 right there, these 2 and these 2. Okay, so when we added that band, it brought those up. And the other reason is because I did not want to forget that I'll have one hanging out and one will be close and then one will be hanging out. If you forget to swap those, if you're looking at the photos and you forget to swap those, you're going to have 2 bands hanging out on the same side. So it was just easy enough to do that. Okay, enough conversation. I'm going to go ahead and take my 2 gold and my 2 black, because those are the colors that I'm using, and I'm going to start your sequence again. So you're going to take your gold, pull it through the first 3, picking all 3 of those back up. Okay, pull it through the first 3, holding on to this, picking up all these that we just put on that hook, on that loop, and then swap, reattach that, swap 1 and 2, and pull 2 off the end, just like that. I'm going to slide this down to the other end, and I'll do this with you a couple of times. Okay, I'm going to hold on to this. I'm actually holding on to all of this because I don't want anything slipping out of place. I'm going to pull 1 off the end, and I'm going to pull that cross band up and over the end of my hook, and then reattach. Okay, so that's 1. I'm going to take my second cross band, pull it through the first 3, reclaiming those 3, pull it out, reclaiming these 3, pulling it down a little bit so it doesn't pop up over the edge, swapping 1 and 2, and pulling that cross band up and over the edge. Okay, so that's 1. Oops, I take that back, that's 2. it slipped out so I couldn't see it. And it will push that down. It gets a little fiddly. Just be careful that you don't lose your bands. Okay, so you have these two. You have this one right under here that's hiding, and this one. Okay, so I've added my second cross band. Now I'm going to add my center colored band through 3, picking up 1 and closing. Okay. Now I will slip this down to the other end, turning it. I'm going to take off the first band all the way off. And then I'm going to take that cross band, which is now number 3, my gold, and I'm going to pull it off the end and then reclaim. Okay, to finish this sequence, I need to add another band to this side. Pulling it through 3 and picking up 1 and closing, and making sure that they are straight. Okay, and it will look like this. Now I can see I'm going to end up having to pull this. The beginning is a little bit, it's not hard, but it does get a little fidgety because these bands don't want to pull out. Okay, but once you get going, there we go. So I'm going to do this with you one more time, and then I'm going to go off and finish mine. Excuse me. And when you get to the end, when this is long enough to fit your wrist, you just pull a band through all 6 of these. Okay, same color band if you want, or you know, I just did this. I will do the same color because I've got the black down here. All right, so I'll do this with you one more time. Again, I have my colors in 2, so I know where I am in that sequence. Okay, first cross band, if I can grab a hold of it. First cross band will go through 3, and then I will reclaim every single one of those. Okay, making sure that this is straight on here. So reclaim those 3, close, swap 1 and 2, and then pull 2 off the end. Okay, switch down to the other side, turn it around, holding on to this one down here and this one right here, all of them actually. Okay, I'm going to pull 1 off. I'm going to pull that cross band up and over those 2 bands and off the end, and then reclaim. All right, so that's my first cross band in this series, or sequence if you want to call it that. Grab another cross band, pull it through 3, reclaim all 3, pulling it through 3, reclaiming all 3, pulling it down a little bit and closing. You can see how it kind of wants to pop up. Swapping 1 and 2 and pulling 2 over the side. Okay, so I gotta pull this one out. There we go. All right, so now that I've done that, and that is my second cross band, I'm going to go ahead and add my single band inside color to this side. I'm going to pull it through 3 and reclaim 1. Well, come on. And making sure that it's straight, closing. It will look like this. Okay. Swap that down to the other side. Turn it. Pulling 1 off. going to take that cross band and lift it up over those two bands and off the end, and then close. Okay? I need to make this end look like this, so I'll take my last band for the center color, pull it through all three, picking up one and closing, and it will look like this. Okay, and then you can pull your bands out. Mine are just getting a little stuck in there because you'll be using those for your border. All right, so rewind if you have to. I think that's enough to get you started. Once you get this long enough, put a band around these three and clip it off. I'm going to go ahead and finish mine, and then I will be back with you. Okay, so I am back, and I made this long enough for my wrist, and I just pulled the band through the 6 that were up there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to find our cap band, which is right here. Okay, so we're going to take 1/2 of that cap band, and then we're going to pull a band through it, like so. Okay, once we've done that, we're going to lift up the outer border, take another band of that, whatever your border color is, going to pull it through all 3 of those. Okay, so I can get back in here, lifting up the outer one and closing, just like that. And make sure these stay in order. It's going to be a fishtail on the outside there. Okay, pick up your next available outside band, or your cross band, I think that's what I was calling it. Pull a band, your border color, through all 4 of the bands on your hook, picking up the outside, and if they get out of order, it's okay, you can just reach in and put them back in order. Okay, so it will look like this. You can see that wants to slip. Okay, so I'm going to grab it again, grabbing that cross border, picking your border color, the cross band, picking up your border color, pulling it through everything on your hook, picking up the last band, which should be number 4, and closing. Okay, I know some people count left to right, I mean right to left, you know, the furthest on the right being 1, and then 4, 3, 2, 1. I prefer to count from left to right, so that's why you'll see me do that. I don't know what's right or wrong, but it's easier for me just to do that. So then it will look like this. Okay, I'm going to pick, I'll do this with you a couple more times, and then what you'll do is when you get to the end, after you've picked up that last one and you pull everything through, you will put a clip on those 3 bands that are on your hook. Alright, so I'm going to pick up my border color, pull it through all 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, picking up number 4 and closing. Okay, one more time, and then I'll leave you to yourself to do it. Okay, pick up that cross band, pull a band through all 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and picking up that outside or number 4, and then closing. Okay, so do that all the way up to the top. When you get to the top, you should, after you've taken that last cross band, it should look like this. Okay, and then you will just put a clip on that. So I'm going to go off and finish mine, and then I will be back with you when I'm done. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, and it doesn't really matter because they're the same on both sides. All right, so I will be right back. So I am back, and you can see I did the fishtail on this end. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to turn it around and actually we can loom up. We don't have to go upside down. So what we're going to do is reach in and grab the other end of that cap band. I believe that's it. Yeah. Okay. And then we're going to, let me move my bands over to the right side, left side. There we go. All right, so what I'm going to do is pull a band through that cap band, or that one side of the cap band. Okay, I'm going to reach in, grab the cross band, pull a band through everything, and then I'm going to actually reach in here and pull this one up and then close. Okay. Does that look right? Let me just start that one over. I think we just pulled the band through everything. So, all right, cap band, single band through. Okay. Now we're going to reach into the cross band, pull a band through everything, picking up that last band and closing. All right, so it'll look like this. All right, reach in, grab the cross band, pull a band through everything, picking up this last band right here. Pulling it through everything, picking up that last band, and closing. I swapped to my single ended hook. It's just much easier to do the border with that. Okay, pick up your cross band, just one of them, pull a band, pull your border colored band through everything on your hook. Oh, stuck. Everything on your hook, picking up that last band. Okay, and if they get out of order, just put them back in order. It's a fishtail, as you can see right there. Okay, do this with you a couple more times, and then I will go off and finish mine to the end and come back and show you how to close it. All right, so we're going to pull that through all the bands on your hook, all 4, picking up that last band for the fishtail and closing. Reach in, grab your, oh, so sorry. Reach in and grab your cross band, pick up your border band, pull it through everything on your hook, picking up that last band and closing. Do this with you one more time. Reach in, grab your cross band, just like that. Grab your border band, pull it through everything on your hook. Everything on your hook. And see how that got out of order? What I'm going to do is I'm going to just reach in here and grab that part of that fishtail and then close. All right. So finish that all the way up to the end of your loom. Rewind if you have to. Hopefully I haven't messed you up. I think when I did this originally, and I did this before I did the tutorial, at least this part of it, I might have had these a little too close down here, so ignore that part of it. Okay, so just finish that all the way up to the end of your loom, and when you get to the end, when I get to the end, I will be back with you. Okay, so I am back and I finished the other side here. Look at this beautiful bracelet. Oh my gosh. So very, very nice. All right, so what we're gonna, I switched back to my double-ended hook. So what we're gonna do is, I'm trying to make sure my bands are straight. What we're going to do is we're going to pick up these 6 bands that we have in here that are attached to that single chain. So I'm going to pick those up. I'm going to remove that band that's attaching them, holding them together. And then we are going to pick up these 3 over here also. All right, and then I'm going to remove this hook. So you will have everything on your hook. It should look like this. Okay, So we're going to do, I'm going to use the black, I believe, since I have black on the end. And what I should have done was I should have used whatever my border color is. That's what I should have used there. But live and learn. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a band through the first half. And that would be this. So that's the first 6 bands. And then I'm going to pick up the outside. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay? And then I'm going to pick up the outside, which is the other end of that, hopefully on camera here, and then close. And I suppose we could leave it like that. You could swap it if you want, but it's fishtail, so we're going to leave it just like that. All right, so I'm going to swap down to the other side, trying to keep everything in order. All right, I'm going to grab another of my black. I'm going to pull it through the other 6 right here and picking up the outside, which is that fishtail portion right there. Okay, so pulling that through 6. Am I still in camera? Just make sure I was still in frame. All right, pick up the last one and close. Once you've done that, you will have 6 on your hook. You can now take your whatever color it is that you choose. Mine will be black, and I'm going to pull that through everything on my hook, all 6 of those bands. I'll put that back over there where it belongs. I guess it doesn't really matter because I'm going to be attaching everything. And there we go. That is the conflicting stripes bracelet. I may have done something a little odd at the end here, but that would have been me. Okay, so that's it. Beautiful bracelet. Beautiful bracelet. I actually like these colors together. I don't really use peridot very often, but it looks really nice with the brown and the gold and the black. So this was created by African_Loomer, and it is called Conflicting Stripes. She is on Instagram, so hop on over, give her a follow if you would please, like her photos and give her a follow for me. And I am also on Instagram under Lila's Gigi. You can give me a follow there if you'd like. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see additional tutorials, please give me subscribe to my channel, my YouTube channel. Now, I had promised someone that I would be doing showing you how to put buttons on something that's already done, and closures, a clasp, and that will have to be my next tutorial. I really wanted to get this one out. My nephew is coming tomorrow from South Carolina. I'm very excited about that, but I do want to get some of my tutorials out. All right, so Lila's Gigi on Instagram, Lila's Gigi on YouTube. Thumbs up if you want to save this design in your likes so that you can use it again. Yeah, so thank you so very much for watching, and as always, be kind.